YouTube, how's it going? NateGreat321 back again, and it's been a while, but I hope you all had a good holiday, had a good New Year's, and you're enjoying 2011 so far, because I know I am. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to save my pickups video until next week, because I'll show you then what I got over Christmas and what I got over my birthday, which was just less than a week ago. I still have a Best Buy gift card left over from my birthday, and I'm going to spend that next week at Best Buy, because they have a buy two get one free sale going on, so I'm going to take full advantage of that, and I'll come back at you next week with the things I've gotten over the past couple weeks. So that should be a pretty good video, some nice good pickups. But what I'm going to do today is what I'd like to call here a pile of shame, video game related here. And what I see as a pile of shame is every video game collector probably has it, some larger than others. It's those games that you bought that maybe you got into a little while, you're so close to beating it, you're halfway through, or maybe you haven't even started at all, but they're games that you really want to go back to start or finish, I guess, and you keep telling yourself, man, you know, if I only had a couple more hours or something, I really want to get back into that game, and that pile keeps growing and growing and growing, and eventually you probably never get back to half those games. But you know, you buy games faster than you can play them, that's kind of what you get. I figured I'd show off to you what I consider kind of my pile of shame, and I'm going to limit it to, you know, PS2 and up probably. I mean, as far as retro games go, that could be a whole another 2 or 3 videos of games I want to finish. But I'll keep it to current gen stuff, games that I got into, games I want to get into, but for whatever reason, I didn't get into. And you guys can respond with yours. You can leave comments, leave a video response, something. Games, you know, your pile of shame. Or you can even, you know, advise me which games out of this massive pile here should I start with first. I think that's kind of what a lot of us are looking for, a starting point to this, you know, imposing pile of games that we need to finish. So any help would be appreciated, any suggestions, you know, which games I should prioritize over the others. So let's go get started with a couple PS3 and 360 games. First would be Fallout 3. You know, it's a massive game anyway, so it's really hard to just devote an hour here, an hour there. It's one of those games where you start playing and you really don't want to put it down. And that in itself is a little imposing because, you know, working full-time, I work a lot of nights and weekends in the job field I do. I don't have necessarily huge blocks of time that a game like this really requires you to get sucked in. I can't remember how far I am into this game. It's been a while since I picked up and played it. I bought it, geez, must have been over a year ago. I think not this past Thanksgiving, the Black Friday sales, but the year before that. So I think that's when I bought it. But I may be getting back into this soon, and it probably gives you a hint as to one of my recent pickups, but we'll see that next week. So Fallout 3, definitely one of the ones. BioShock, this is a pretty recent pickup. This was only in a video or two ago I bought this. I got it on sale for like 15 bucks, and I've heard so many good things about it. Played a couple hours, maybe, I don't know, 3 hours into it or something, 2.5, and just haven't picked it up since. I don't know, I can't remember if I was stuck on a spot or what happened to it, but for whatever reason I haven't got back into it. You know, it's I have 10,000 first-person shooters, so it's kind of hard to, you know, I kind of look for something different almost to break up the monotony, so it's kind of hard to get back into something like this after you've been playing Halo and Black Ops and things like that. So, but I do want to get back into it because I've heard everyone say the story is amazing. I love the environments in that game, the music and everything, so it's really cool. It's just a matter of, you know, getting the time to put into it. This game, Mass Effect, I really like it. A lot of people don't like it, mostly because of like controls are just kind of little, it's a little fidgety with the combat at least, but once you get used to it, I don't think it's that bad. I got decently far into it, I think, but being a role-playing game, I have no idea when this thing's going to end. I mean, I have no idea relatively how far into the game I am. I feel like I'm far, but who knows, I could only be like a quarter of the way through, which is a little intimidating. And the big reason I want to, you know, finish this is because I bought Mass Effect 2, you can see it's still sealed, brand new, and I am trying my darndest here to finish this before I start this, because I've heard the second one is just that much better. If you play the first one and you kind of use the character over, your decisions you make in this game affect this game. That sounds interesting, so I'm really trying really hard to beat this before I start this, but you know, it's getting harder as time goes on, just because I've heard 2 is so much better than the first one. And another fear I have is if I start 2 before I'm done with 1, I'll never want to go back to 1 and finish it, because it'll feel, you know, it won't feel like 2. So I'm trying to get through 1 before I go to the second one. But yeah, it's getting hard. Along those same lines, Halo 3, yeah, ancient history to a lot of you out there. Still sealed. I bought this, a while ago from a store that was going out on clearance, or it was going out of business, so the game was on clearance. I don't have my GameCube or my Xbox games with me, but there's a lot of those games that are on this kind of pile of shame too. One of them being Halo 2. I've beaten Halo 1 previously, and I want to start, I guess, Halo 2 and finish that before I go into Halo 3. So, yeah, that's why this is still sealed and waiting for me to finish Halo 2. But I don't have my Xbox with me or my Xbox games. I don't know if Halo 2 would even work on a 360. I'm not sure. Either way, Halo 3 is going to have to wait for a while, which kind of stinks because I'm already, a couple years behind on that. So, yeah, that's it on Resident Evil 5. I bought it a while ago at Blockbuster. Yeah, $30. It was like half off. I think it was 15 or 20 maybe. Yeah, I think it was half off, something like that. I finished an episode or two of this, I think, and then just never went back to it. I don't know why. It was pretty interesting, pretty fun. Some little annoying quirks to it, but overall pretty cool. Just one of those things, I bought games after it I was more interested in, so I don't know. It just kind of got ignored after a while. Gears of War, the original. I bought this when I bought my 360. I bought it at a pawn shop, I guess, and I picked this game out. That must have been at least 2 years ago, something like that. I played, I think, through the first level, and then never went back to it. I don't know why. It was a lot of fun. Great graphics, really cool kind of mechanics with the cover, and I liked it a lot. But for whatever reason, just never got back to it. That's definitely one that I really want to get back into. More modern games. For the Wii, both of these you've seen recently, I guess. Mario Galaxy. I only got it, I guess it's only been a couple months since I've had this, but for as fun as this game is, I would have figured I would have played this non-stop and just, hammered this out as soon as possible. But my playing of this has definitely slowed down, and that's a shame. I just picked up and played it a couple days ago for the first time in a while, and it's still really fun, but it's just, again, getting the time to put into it. Yeah, and along with that, Metroid Prime Trilogy. I played through the introductory level of the first Metroid Prime. That's as far as I've gotten, and really am trying to get back into it. So I did kind of the same thing when I bought Metroid Prime for the GameCube. I played that first introductory level and barely got any farther than that, and unfortunately that's where I am in this too. So yes, add this to the pile. I need to get back into Metroid Prime because everyone says great things about that game. Now these next 2 pairs of games, so 4 games, these are doozies. These are ones that I guess I'm not embarrassed about, but I'm kind of mad at myself for not finishing them because they're some of my favorite games. I say they're my favorite games, but whatever. From my favorite, possibly my favorite franchise of all time, pretty close, Metal Gear 3 and 4. Metal Gear 4 I got on launch day. I think I'm on the last chapter, or whatever you want to call it, when you're on the boat. But I don't know, I haven't played it in a long time. Yeah, that's something I gotta get back into. It's been so long that it's almost worth it just to kind of start it over and play it from the beginning, because I don't remember anything about controls, story, anything like that. So it might be worth it to just start it over. Kind of the same deal with this. I bought this new at Circuit City, and they're no longer in business, so that tells you how long ago I bought this game. It was $10 or something at Circuit City when I bought it. Played a good couple hours into it, and stopped for whatever reason. I don't know. A lot of people really praise this game. People consider this the best Metal Gear, which personally I like the first one, but something I gotta get back into. I love Metal Gear Solid, love the games, so eventually, some day, month, year down the road, I'll sit down and hammer out Metal Gear 3, possibly 4. And this pair of games, yeah, I feel really bad for not beating these. But yeah, we'll go Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. 2 games that are absolutely beautiful, great games, just really engaging, interesting, different games. Really works of art, you could say. I got this one for like $8 at Salvation Army a while ago, I think. This I got at a retro game store that I used to live by for like 30. They both have books in the game, so I'm glad to have that as a collector. But I really want to finish the game as a gamer. They're both fantastic games. I can't remember. I must be like 3 or 4 bosses into Shadow, and I'm probably a couple hours into Eco. But again, I don't know. Whatever reason, I just stopped playing them, and I'd probably, if I had a choice, I'd play Eco first, then go back to Shadow. But you know, we'll see. So that's my, limited pile of shame. I'm sure there's more games I could pick out, but that's just kind of a sampling. So I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Which ones should I play? Which ones aren't worth finishing? Which ones do you have that you want to play? Maybe we can, get some feedback going and maybe force each other to finish some of the games we buy for once. So pickups video coming next week, but for now, NateGreat321 signing out.